I've been in Pingelly 39 years.
I was actually born in Pingelly.
I arrived here when I was 5 years old.
We both were born here.
We come down to Pingelly because my two sons were living here.
Been here for about 12 months.
I'm the manager of the Pingelly Community Resource Centre. I've been here for over 20 years. It's an amazing place to work and the rewards are incredible. The Staying in Place project, in particular around the aged care packaging, came to light when we realised that people were having to leave town because they had no services here to help them stay in the home, and it was horrible. It was watching families get ripped apart and couples that had lived together for 50 years or more being separated at the time of life when they most needed each other. So we worked hard and did some investigating and came up with a model that we believe is providing an ultimate solution to small remote communities to be able to deliver Staying in Place project. It means that someone can age in their home, stay in their home and stay in the community that they've invested in and belong to their whole life.
Pingelly at the local level really needed an approved provider that's able to draw down on the Commonwealth funds and that manages the compliance and the regulatory side of things. We partner with Pingelly and other communities who provide the on-the-ground local care team. They're the local face. People know they can pop in, they can get help on the ground. And Mabel is the third part of the triangle where instead of employed direct staff, our independent contractors from members of that community are registered and can become the workforce.
Mabel's a website or an online platform, and we help people who need support workers, and maybe they're on the NDIS or have a home care package, find independent support workers in their community.
Mabel was involved or became involved with the project in Pingelly by supporting local people to really understand the whole spectrum of support work and what that can look like, and encouraging local people to identify what they might be able to offer to support other locals in their community. So some examples of what that might look like is assistance with taking somebody shopping or transport to and from appointments. It may be supporting somebody to engage socially, going down to the local cafe or anything along those lines.
We've lived in Pingelly for getting on now for 12 years. George got sick and we had to find someone to help us. And I did have a bad time finding someone to help because there's a lot of providers weren't doing it anymore. When the Pingelly Virtual Village come, I thought we'd go and have a chat with them, and they said that they could help us to keep George at home because I didn't want him to go into care. On a Tuesday, I come to stay on your feet. So I get out of the house for a little while Bevan looks after George, and then I don't have to worry about him, you know, if he's going to fall over or whatever. So Tuesday is good, come and have some exercise and a cuppa and a chat, and it's really good.
Well, I'd never met George before I came here. Yeah, I knew Davina because they've got grandkids that she puts on the bus, which is what I used to drive, so yeah. It's sort of a bit varied. George is sort of to look after George and make sure that nothing happens while Davina's away. While I've been here, there's been things like fixing a toilet and the front door was sticking, so I've done a few of those sort of jobs. Yeah, it's a combination of all of the above, I suppose.
My name's Marion Ugle.
And I'm Jessica Abraham.
Yeah, we're sisters, so we live next door to each other. I get Robert coming in, and one morning got him to make me porridge. I wasn't feeling well and I just wanted porridge, and I said, please.
Well, the help that I get, it saves me a lot of work because of my arthritis.
Also, he does the gardening, you know, outside, which is good. because of my health condition, can't even drive no more. So that's why I got a gopher. For us being Noongas in this area, and to have a weatherman and a man, coming in to help us, it was a very shame, and you sort of didn't know how to react to him first. It's not until a few times, you think, oh, he's telling him what to do. And now, we sort of get on pretty good.
I think it takes, from their point of view, it takes a lot more trust, from their point of view. You being allowed into their personal space, and I think you have to be respectful of that as well. Try not to go and move things without asking, and if they want it done a particular way or want something in a particular place, that's their prerogative. At the moment it's a fair bit of gardening and raking leaves and pruning things for people, and just mopping floors, whatever they need doing. You spoke to Marion before. She has a lot of trouble with her arthritis, so she finds she can't do a lot of those day-to-day chores that need doing.
When we finally came up with the idea of how the project would work, we realised that not only was it going to give us the results we needed for people to be able to stay in their home, but there were all these unintended consequences. All of a sudden we were creating work for people locally, and they now have additional income and they're spreading it around the community. The people receiving the income and the connections they're getting while they're delivering these services has been remarkable. Connections, connection, well-being, well-being, well-being.
Or do you want to know the address, or just say Pingelly?
No, I want your address.
Hi, my name is Dorothy. I've lived in this unit for about 18 months now. It was brand new when I come here, and it's really great. My husband died, and my kids said, why don't you sell the house, Mum, just see if you can get a unit or something like that, because no use coming back to Perth, because all your friends are at Pingelly. So
My name's Crystal and I live in Pingelly. I arrived here when I was 5 years old. I lived here till I was 17. I then went to Perth because there was no work in town. I got married, had a baby, got divorced and came home, and I've been home ever since. With the staying in place, it's allowed me to work around the life that I have at the moment. I've got a 3-year-old and a 13-year-old, and I also have my own business. So this allows me the flexibility to accommodate what I do already. I was matched with Dot pretty quick, I think within a couple of weeks. I think it was really fast how it all happened. And then that's just grown and grown and grown as more people have come on. And now I'm going into people's houses that I've known since I was like 5 and helping them. So it's quite, that little circle has happened.
Yeah, Crystal and I, sort of got on really famously. And we have a chat about what's happening in town and what's not happening and things that are going to happen. We had Sabrina Hahn a few weeks ago. That's that garden lady, yeah. So that reminds me, you've got to do some weeding.
Yes, I do.
Unless I keep doing it.
When my dad passed away, our concerns were that if I was to leave Pingelly and my mum stays, as she ages, what would that look like? And all of a sudden this popped up. And so now there's that comfort, I suppose, for myself, and I'm hoping for the other people's houses that I'm going into for their children, that people are going to come in and make that easier. If I was to leave and live in a different town or in the city or whatever, I'm not going to be worried about Mum, because I know that the people that are going in there are not only going in and doing their job, but they're also, you sort of keep an eye on everyone. And then the other bonus is my kids have extended family now. They can walk down the street and my clients are, will often stop and want to talk. So I feel that safety of connection as well, that they can both be somewhere and know that they're okay and that people have got their back as well. I suppose for me, it's just a little community family just grows and grows. So it's quite heartwarming, I suppose.
I don't think any of us fully appreciated how widespread the impact could be. It has been a joy and an honour to be on this journey with Pingelly. This model will revolutionise the way we deliver aged care services to regional WA.
Like I say, I have the best job in the world. You know that you've made a difference in that person's life. What more could you want?